What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. Jokes is in the building, and as
Yo,
you can
yo.
see, we are joined by our good friend Harry. Right there, right there. I'm pointing at you.
How's it going? Pointing at me.
We're doing all right. You all are now tuned in to Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, well, we're going to talk with Harry. We're going to discuss Fright Reads Book Festival, which is coming up this weekend. Right, Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, sneaking up on you, isn't it?
I was trying to forget.
I hope everyone is feeling great on this beautiful Tide Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jokes, are you able to see the chat?
Right now,
can?
that is a negative, so I don't know if anything has popped up just
Don't
yet.
worry about it.
I see the chat, though.
I got it. Hey, Ken.
Yep. Nope. Can't see it.
What up, Rob? What's going on, Andrew? Hope all is well. Yeah, so we're gonna talk with Harry. We're gonna do a little bit of gaming talk towards the end of the show because Xbox is up some funny business, but there's something cool that Harry brought to my attention that we need to discuss, so we will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Doctor Who gives
Yo,
a
yo.
hi. What up, Zane?
What a
How are
great
you?
tag, though. What a great name.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, hope everybody's doing well. We're feeling pretty good. And again, we're gonna talk with Harry. So Harry, how long have we known each other, Harry?
I mean, we obviously met up. I mean, I may have even seen you like in passing without knowing y'all at like Baltimore Comic Con or something. But I really think it was Kevin's events, Stellar Cons and nerd events and stuff like that. It was probably you guys probably hosted some kind of panels. No, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It was probably when I was on a panel and I was dressed up as Deadpool and it was hosted by you guys. And I was already belligerent drunk because the Maximum Effort and Wakanda Forevers had me turned because they tasted like Kool-Aid and they were delicious. And yeah, I think it was a good panel. I didn't hear anything bad.
Listen, you probably don't remember it, but it's fine.
I don't remember it. They didn't tell me anything wrong with it. So
like nerds giving maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably
maybe have been
like
an
that.
official.
Like it might have been Nerds Giving, the photo shoots.
Sounds like
we've done a lot of stuff, but it all blends into one. So it's hard to really put like a fine pin on it but I will say that the best modifier that we can use is it was something involving one of Kevin's events.
Yep.
I'd say that's probably the safest statement.
What's up, Nana? Right back at you. All right, so let's talk because I'm gonna say that our introduction to you, my introduction again, was probably either Ghostbusters related or Deadpool related.
I don't even like Ghostbusters.
Can't remember. I know they're trash, right? And for a long time, I think that's like the way I knew you was as a player of sorts, not necessarily cosplayer, but a player of sorts in the pop culture realms. You know, maybe doing something with Charm City Ghostbusters again, or
Webpool. You know, we were doing our dumb videos. You know what? In some capacity of that nature, yeah.
Yeah. But I certainly did not know at the time that you were authoring books, that you were writing books. So I definitely want to talk about that, right? Because that was a thing that much later on was something I became aware of. So why don't we start there a little bit? Right now, how many books do you have under your belt?
I hate that question.
Not physically. It's not because I realized it was a little bit of a loaded question when I said it to you. Like,
I was like, I
how
hate
many
that
books have
question because
you written that are published, that are out and available to people? How about that?
so books that are here, there, available, they can grab. I'm probably at about 10 or 11 that are
Dope.
publicly available or will be available in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's and then we're not even going to talk about the works in progress, but prospectively another dozen or two. Hopefully.
Yeah.
You know?
What in terms of a lot of what you write, how would you categorize it? Would you categorize it
terrible
science fiction or
terrible, not for human consumption?
Science fiction, horror?
I would probably throw, if you had to put me in a box, I guess, I would say it's primarily horror or horror adjacent. I have a sci-fi horror that borderlines on like Starship Troopers, Resident Evil vibes. And I tell that to people, and people are like, Resident Evil's a horror. I'm like, buddy, that's a science fiction. They're testing on people. They're making viruses. That is sci-fi textbook right there. So mine is of the same caliber. So it is definitely a sci-fi horror. But I would say horror, but horror with caveats would be where I kind of live in.
Sure. So like if you are putting a book out that's being published and they say, how do we categorize your content? Horror first, generally, and then sci-fi maybe second.
If you were making a section for me, like when you go to the bookstores and they got like a Barnes and Noble, like Barnes and Noble has like that whole section of Stephen King, and they always put him. Not all of his books are horror.
No,
but man, they will jam all of them into the horror section because that's Stephen King, and let's do it. So it would probably be that same vibe. But if you go into a bookstore, I'm either commonly between two sections. I'm either in the horror section with half my books, and then with my sci-fi action adventure, because it's got that sci-fi element, it goes in the sci-fi section 9 times out of 10. But not a bad deal because I'm right next to Orson Scott Card alphabetically. So, you know, if you're coming in for that dude and you see that guy, you're like, well, I'm still going to buy Orson Scott Card, but I see this book.
However, but
Dr. I'm like,
Who says I love sci-fi and horror, so that's great.
Yeah.
Tickling the fancies of some of those readers. How did you get started writing? What made you start doing it?
So you probably met him at a couple of Kevin's little events, but my buddy David, who was in with the Ghostbusters, tragically we lost him pre-pandemic. But we would always have talks, and he would always be like, dude, you gotta, like, I would always tell him crazy stories about my ex-wife, and he was like, these all have to be in a book. And he passed away. 2 years later, I put the book together, dedicated to him, obviously, as it should be. You know, thanks for telling me to put this in a book, because here we are, but you don't get to read it type of thing. I started with that, and it was a nonfiction, and I was like, I mean, that's cool, but it's not fun for me. It's just telling a stressful story that spanned, I don't know, 14 years or so, and that wasn't the vibe I wanted. But then I was like, well, I got all these crazy stories from my childhood. Like one of my short stories is literally about a reoccurring nightmare because my dad let me watch some movie that I don't even like. That terror dog, man, that messed with me. So I don't know what it was. But it would appear in my dreams and come at me. And this was like reoccurring. This thing did not stop. I would have this like all the time. And I had these dreams up until I was like a grown adult. I was 18, 19, something like that. And I woke up from the dream and I was like, I'm too damn old for this. That's enough. And my brain was like, well, we had a good run, didn't we? And I hadn't had one since.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I was like, man, that would make for a
You
really
you
cool.
made the actual decision to stop having that dream, and it worked out.
I just
But then you put it on paper.
I threatened my brain, and I was like, listen, we are done. And it was like, all right. But
All
yeah,
right, you got me.
and that was what, 20 some odd years later, almost, probably 15 some odd years later.
Yeah.
Here I am writing a short story about it, because I thought about it and I was like, man, that would actually make I don't have to do much. Like, I'm just going to write my dreams as if they were happening, and this is the story. And I did that, and that was my first like horror book. It was a collection of short stories, and then the sci-fi horror dropped, and then several years.
What was it? What's the name of that collection?
What's that?
What's the name of that collection?
So the short horror stories, and there's 3 of them now. It's Spooky Tales and Scary Things. I got 3 of them now at this point. 3 whole stories of short stories. The catch to that book is it's short horror things that happen to me. These are all based on like interactions that I've had, weird circumstances, things I can't explain, little haunting moments. And I give them a fictionalized version. Then I tell you what really happened to inspire it. That's the format of the story. And I did that in the first one. And I was like, well, now I got to do it on all of them.
Right. I like it.
So I've been doing that for 3 of those. And then Fubar, which is my sci-fi story. It's, again, this has been, I would say, if you had to say what is author Harry Carpenter's thing, it is putting himself in the story. And like Stephen King, dude puts himself into the story. He was the author in Misery, getting his knees broke. He's Jack Torrance. He is, he's all of these people in his stories, but they're not him. But they are they just kind of gave him a little dusting of himself, things that he was thinking or going through, alcoholism, drug abuse, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So with
Doctor Who is asking, Doctor Who is saying I had that she had werewolf dreams until her teens, but now they're all zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
which is
word. I mean,
we
werewolves were popular back in the day. Now it's zombies.
But now Doctor Who is also asking, where's the link? So where can people go to get your books, Harry?
They can either any bookstore. Really, go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon, or hcarpenterwriter.com, which is where I live. You can buy the books directly from me. And I was going to say, I saw that comment. Stephen King did put himself in the Dark Tower series, like quite literally as Stephen King, and then offed himself, I believe. So I kind of like that idea, but I took it a next step further. So my sci-fi one is me in the army as a different character. There's this Jason Chantry is the soldier that I am. He's my surrogate, basically. All my views, thoughts, and opinions on being in the service, all of that are expressed through this dude. And now he's fighting monsters and crazy stuff.
Right.
So it's basically me, but not being me.
And again, to say, like, you were in the military, right? You are ex-military.
Yeah.
And so that certainly adds a different level of appeal to it. So we do have to take a moment, acknowledge, thank you for your service, because that's a real thing. We want to make sure that we do that. Whether you loved it or hated it, you know what I mean? It's still, you were there protecting us, whether you wanted to or not. Yeah. So it's there. And again, that adds another level, to the stories that you've written and that you're writing. So I think that's and it's another kind of dope, just kind of a different eye level view of where you're coming from when someone else kind of is in the position to put themselves into your shoes, or to start reading your stories and kind of seeing where you're going from them, which again I think is really dope. You have what I consider infinite energy.
I wish, but I can see that.
Well, I think you know what I mean. Like
It's that
you
crackhead
know,
energy. That's what it is. It's like
a little bit. I wasn't listening. I was thinking it.
Just wasn't trying to say it.
I was thinking it. It's it's Stay Puft Marshmallow. Like I ate 5 bags energy. Like there's a lot of
like I just
energy
did one of those pixie stick those tubes. You seen those? Remember what they still make them?
Yeah.
The ones that were like 3 feet long or whatever, just pure sugar in a tube.
No, they
like,
still
who
exist.
Thought that was I figured they did. Who thought that was a good decision? But it's like I did 8 of those.
Somebody who wanted to sell sugar that costs nothing and charges a lot
God.
for it. Like it's and
it's colored.
I think they're still at like $5 below.
Yeah. I'm sure they're still around, but that's the energy, and that's only my, not to say my public persona, but you see me around the house, bro. If I'm standing up, something ain't right. I am laying on the couch. I'm watching TV. I'm sitting in my recliner playing video games. I might go get the mail. But you see me at an event, and I am just doing laps. I am for 8 to 10 hours over long. Man, I'm doing laps. I go and check on you guys up front. How y'all doing? What's up? I'm over there talking to Celebrity X, and then I'm back at my table. Then I'm over at the concession stand. Then I'm at the bathroom. Then I'm back at the table. Then I'm back over here talking to this lady that does lightsabers. I'm just ping ponging everywhere.
Crackhead energy. It's. I mean, it is. It's like. Here's the thing. It is. Honestly, it's that kind of energy is one of my favorite things about you. About being with you in person and spending time with you is just how you are always so energetic and so open and so welcoming, and you're always, you talk to everybody. I just think it's a wonderful thing. That energy that you have, I imagine, also shows itself in when you're writing. Not necessarily like what the stories come out like, but again, you have a multitude of books already and a multitude of books that are like works in progress. Are you not I gotta finish this story before I can work on the next story? Or are you like, I have another idea, so I need to at least start getting it out? What is the process for you like if you have multiple things going at once?
The answer is yes. It depends.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it really depends. So I do have like sometimes that like, I'm gonna forget this. I need to get this knocked out. And I'll write chapter 1 to a book. And I haven't seen chapter 1 in 3.5 years. I'll get there. I'll come back and do chapter 2 through whatever and close the book and write the end. But that's most of the time is the case. In other times, like the one that's dropping on this Friday, I got a brand new book coming out on Friday. I have 2 books. Well, a book and a half. I helped write another one.
Okay.
So I have 2 books coming out on Friday. And this literally was, figuratively a sticky note that turned into a book. It was on my phone. It was in my notepad. And the caption was, "A Comic-Con that kills everybody inside." So what do you do with that?
Okay.
What do you do with that? Where does that go from? And then I sat down and I was like, I got it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I wrote this book in a week. Like I sat down, I hammered out like what needed to happen and why and how and where in a week. And some of it I would go back and like add a little bit of flair to a sentence or an excerpt of something or another. But the general finished product took me about a week and some change tops. And then it went to my editor. He did his thing and whatever. But like this was I had planned to release a book, and that was Screwbar number 3. And that's what dropped in March. And that was going to be my Fright Reads book, my Monster Mania book, my Stellar Con book. And I was just going to hustle that for a while and then come up with whatever book I needed for, 2026. This just fell out. You know how sometimes people will say it just poured out of me as soon as I started? I have never experienced it just poured out of me before. And it's fun because what I did with this one, like I said earlier, I like to put me in the story. What I did with this one was I put me in the story. It is author Harry Carpenter. It is literally me and all my author buddies and a couple of convention vendors that I see and frequent at these different events. And we go to this book festival, this Comic Con type of thing, and they try to take us all out. Doors and everything just shutter. The lights drop. There's a gas that gets released. The lights turn like a dark red, and these crazy cloaked killers just come out and start bumping everybody off in the nastiest ways. Oof. So, mentioned earlier, military experience. Brian Paoni is a fellow author, background in police. He knows how to handle himself. So realistically, we would, I mean, not saying, we'd have that hero syndrome where we got to go, but I think we could handle a little bit. We'd get pretty far. We might not make it to the final boss, but damn, I'm gonna make it to level 20. We're gonna get pretty close. I mean, so that's what the book is.
And what's the name of this book?
Man, I went and grabbed it before we started just cause. Nightmares Unbound. You see me in that jersey, right?
Yeah.
That's that white jersey I was wearing.
Yeah.
So this is actually the backdrop. I'm gonna bring it closer. But that backdrop, if you could see some of the piping and everything, that looked like a convention center down there in Chantilly.
Yeah.
Look at that. Does that look like somewhere in Chantilly? A little bit?
It might be. It look like somewhere I'm familiar with.
I definitely took this picture at Big Lit Comic Con. 100%. You're going to do a book about a murderous convention. Why not take it at a con? So Nightmares Unbound is the name of the convention, the titular convention. One of my favorite things that I did with this book was each chapter starts with a quote from something that I absolutely vibe with. So like, I'm just, we do video games here. So chapter 11 starts off with, and I'm gonna read it the exact same way that I will only accept. Don't open that door. Got some Albert Wesker from Resident Evil. I got to read it the right way. Don't open that door. I hope that's right. It's his blood, But like, it's stuff that molded and shaped.
Almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love the OG Resident Evil for how cornball that unprofessional voice acting was, and you can't convince me that it needed to be replaced. It just vibed with me, and I think that was one of my first horror games. Like, I played Splatterhouse and whatever in the arcade and on Sega and whatever, but like my first horror game, the first immersive where you're not a fake Jason Voorhees punching whatever monsters in the face, was Resident Evil. So that absolutely molded me.
Yeah.
So what I did with this was every section start or chapter start, there's a quote. Hands down, my favorite one that I put in there, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, shocker, molded me a little bit. I mean, I grew up with Pee-wee. That's my dude. I don't care whatever stuff in the early 90s that tarnished his career, but that was my dude. So Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a movie that I absolutely love. So what am I going to use as a quote? Well, I can use that, I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a rebel. You just wouldn't understand. Yeah. How about the Large Marge? I found a better quote that.
Can you say Adobe? Classic.
Oh, I got no basement. These people ain't no basement in the Alamo. Like that movie I absolutely love. I think it even holds up today. Like, it's just so stupid and silly, and I'm glad he got to make his HBO special, 2 more movies, kind of came back. I mean, one of the greatest vampires ever. I'll die on that hill. The Spleen is a great character. So Paul Rubens himself, but Pee-wee as a character absolutely had a little hand in some of my eccentricisms, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to put
it's early Tim Burton. Like
It
that,
is.
like
And
Pee Wee's Big. That's early Tim Burton. You know what I mean? Like
and
that's
Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. My God, what that pairing alone for what the past 30 plus years has been fire.
Yeah.
And I was trying to decipher that comment too, but I see the typo.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know where that came from either. I have sometimes my texts go weird too. But yeah, Nightmares Unbound comes out on Friday. It's pre-orderable on Amazon, and everywhere else.
Awesome.
But it's absolutely, it is so grounded. Like a lot of the early reviews, they're like, this feels so real because these people feel real. Well, yeah, because they're real people. I had them even like give me like replacement dialogue. Like, what was my favorite line? I had you know Kaylin Redtail. She did Stellar Con's one of the mascot designs a little while back.
Okay.
She's been at just about anything that ends with con, hustling that art. So she's a really good friend. Did all the Fright Reads logo and artwork, and I was like, I got to put you in here. So I made a fake backstory about how she made a chibi cartoon version of me, little anime looking dude. And then I was like, wait, why does this not exist? I just described the greatest thing ever, and I didn't do this. So I literally messaged her and I was like, I'm gonna need this, and I shared the screenshot of what I wrote. She drew that up in a week.
Yeah,
got it back to me. It made it into the book. It's now stickers, but I got like. She's in the story, and I was like, well, I have some dialogue that I have here for you. What do you think about this? And the line was like, they just get one of the cultists and they're trying to interrogate this this cultist. It's a female lady person, and you know the guys are kind of like, I mean, how do we, I don't want to, you know, these are weird times. Not trying to, you know, overstep bounds as a dude. So I think the line was exchanged like, I'm not going to hit a woman. Like, they've done everything other than, like, I'm just going to have to deck you and, like, tell me what you know, full Batman mode. And, like, well, I'm not going to hit a woman. I had the line, but I'll hit a woman, and that was Kaylin. And then I sent her that screenshot, and she's like, I like this, but change it to this. So now you see the lovely line, but I'll hit a bitch. And I was like, oh, that's so real. It's just, that's
and she
so
can
good.
say it.
And it's just stuff like that, and it just made it so real and grounded. And I think, if I dare say, and I'm going to look at my other books, I'm going to cover their ears. It might be my favorite book.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna cover my other book
to have something like, from a creative standpoint, to have something that, as you said, like pours out of you, like for it to just come naturally, for it to be something that includes people that you know, it feels like a real thing. You live the convention circuit, you know what I mean, on a regular basis. So like, I get that, and I certainly can appreciate that from a creative standpoint. I do want to know, like, all right, so we're in. I did add the link for Amazon to go in. There is a Kindle option, but it also just a paperback. So I did add that.
Paperback and Kindle. It'll flip out.
Andrew is saying would sound. Yeah, look.
Audio books are great.
Books would sound. And
I'm actually going to be narrating it myself.
Dope.
I got all the equipment, all the goodies and the gear. It's sitting literally right here. But somebody got a book festival to run first, and I ain't got time to sit here and be like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Well,
I ain't got time for
here's
that.
the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about the book festival.
See, I know how to segue into stuff.
Right, no, listen, you're a professional.
Got you.
Always act like that. How do you do that? All right. What, Doctor Who, like, do the books on tape thing?
Yeah, you just they've been doing that for a long time. They hit record and put it to the format that it needs, and do the systems, and without getting into specificities, you put it on the platforms where it needs to go, and your publisher will distribute as necessary. Whoever your audiobook recorder is with all the work. That's That's the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. There are several places where you can do that kind of a thing. Dr. Who, I'll message with you offline.
Yeah,
To
there's
get you that
lots
information, 'cause
of
we can certainly do
there's
that.
lots of software, lots of
There's lots of
websites, lots of options.
Yeah.
A Google search
I
does
don't know
help.
what happened to my picture.
Man,
I might just be frozen. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't
the
see
froze.
it.
You got the froze, so got wing tech.
Ah, perfect. I can't see it, but
Yeah.
let's see. Hand orange covering eyes. I love it.
Yeah.
Here's what
Oh, and that was what I was
There
waiting to
it is.
happen.
I did it.
Yeah,
No, it was me.
Oh,
I
you did that? Okay.
I'm just I did it.
trying to fix the
I did it
video.
because again, we're logged into the same
Yeah. Now you see
thing,
through.
so like I have to. Yeah, which is fine.
We'll
Yeah,
get there.
I'm all right
It's all
with
good.
that. Nonetheless, here's what I want to do. Like I want to kind of get some insight from you about Fright Reads.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what it is, and then I kind of want to talk about the history and kind of how you got there. But let's talk about what it is and like what you have going on this year as far as Fright Reads is concerned, who's coming and all that jazz. So let's start with what Fright Reads is.
All right. So Fright Reads is a book festival, as the name would dictate. Fright Reads Book Festival. It is an event that is going to feature over 120 authors. I lost count at 120. So 125, 26, I don't know. Something vaguely gesturing at above 120.
Right.
But there is a buttload of authors. We have authors from all over. Like I love seeing when I see like an author jumping onto the event. And I see that they're from Georgia, Texas, California, Illinois, Minnesota. Bro, that is nationwide. That is so dope. That's not the DMV area. That's not Pennsylvania. That's not Jersey. You know, like y'all are like next door. That's obtainable.
Right.
Seeing somebody from like Oregon, bro, that's like how'd y'all find out about this? Like, am I doing
right?
Obviously making the right moves, but you know, I'm always skeptical.
Right.
I'm always skeptical, and I'm like, told you about this. Did you come from here and move there? And that's the only reason you know. Like, I'm already like rationalizing it, and you know, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna like. There's no way that this could be successful. No, there has to be something. What's the catch?
As a book festival, though, it is. Yeah. I mean, look, you titled it Fright Reads, right? So 120 authors, but these are generally speaking authors who write within the confines of certain genres, right? I mean, we're talking about something a little spooky.
It's definitely, I'd say the core theme is a little bit of spooky. I market it as a Halloween book festival. And what that means to me, and I've defined it time and time again, like, what is Halloween to you? And I'm thinking costume wise. What do you know, you're out trick-or-treating Halloween night. Who here is dressed as Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, otherwise? So that's Halloween. Who has dressed up like a Grim Reaper or a ghost or Dracula or whatever? You know, now we got that. Who is dressed up as, I don't know, Power Rangers, Voltron, He-Man, whatever, you know? It all counts. So that's where it kind of starts to get muddled with the genres. Speaking about the books themselves, we get into horror, obviously. But then you branch out from there. You have dystopias. You have cozy mysteries, which are like Agatha Christie whodunits, you know, Poirot, you know, let's solve the murder type of deals. You have I got people that write dark fantasy, high fantasy. And for those that don't know that there was more than just fantasy, I have just discovered there are like 19 subgenres of fantasy. I thought it was just like Lord of the Rings, that was it. Like that was the spectrum.
Nah, bro.
Urban fantasy.
There's some fantasy out there that's real popular that ain't for all the young people. Let's keep it.
So there's the super grown up fantasy.
Yeah.
We'll call it that. But like, learning about all these different facets of fantasy. Oh my God. There's so like just fantasy alone. And I have at least that I can vouch for 6 or 7 different categories. Dark fantasy
Look,
romance. I do have a
look,
couple
Frosty
dark
said,
fantasy
yep.
romance.
Horror
I do
romance,
have
dark
some
romance,
dark
dark
romance.
fantasy romance.
Romance.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Tell
you.
us
Yeah, Frosty
all
Bridges.
about it.
But
Yeah.
Yo.
yeah, like it's that. There's what else we got? Like sci-fi, obviously. It's everything. There's a little bit for everybody. And I do have a lot of the romance subgenres. So you got the paranormal romance, the horror romances. Those are in there. The dark romance, where it's like spooky, supernaturally things happening. It's a little bit of everything. So when everybody says, "Oh, I don't like those kind of books," I'm like, I assure you, there is a book in there for you.
There's a version.
Like all of them,
there's something out there.
But somebody's in there. So originally, it's a book festival at its core. It will always have more authors than anything under that roof, and that's going to be how
Which is one of the things I love about it. I love that about it because it's not that there aren't other festivals that do that, but for all intents and purposes, so much of what we see and what we do. I mean, look, even what used to be Comic-Cons have in a lot of ways kind of started to stray away from that and become more of pop culture cons.
They're not,
and there are a lot of people who there's not enough comic books at the Comic-Con, so to speak. And so like, I love that like where you are is really pushing and promoting those things that you love, and like there are so many people who I know who are authors that go to Comic-Cons and end up in the author row. You know what I mean, so to speak.
The author row or the artist alley. You get put in weird places because some of them just don't have a design for you. So they're like, well, you're a creator, so let's put you in the creative corner. And this is with the people that are drawing, the people that are 3D printing, and you're over there like, I wrote a book, and you are not the same. You're the same, but you're not the same.
Right. It's different. And I like, again, like I love that it is, it's not capped at just having to be that thing, but it is. This is the main theme of what it is. Yeah, I love that kind of focus about it. Andrew was saying, have any TV shows ask you to come and write a script for them? I think it would pique interest.
I think it would too, and I'd be welcome to have Netflix and Amazon and whoever, pay me a large sum of money to write whatever. I don't care. I'll write whatever you want. You want season 19 of Downton Abbey? I'll figure it out.
Here's the thing, Harry. Like, look, like I know, we know people, but like people too. But I know people who know people. Like, we could probably talk to some folks
know people
and make it happen. But would that really be something you would want to do? Like, would you want to take some of the short stories that you've done, or stuff like that, and turn them into something visual?
And that is something that I have toyed with. I think a few of these, well, the sci-fi horror would either be a high budget, Hollywood ruiner, or really low budget late night sci-fi channel B movie. And I don't know which one works better, but I'm gonna go with that Sharknado level. A high budget, low end, terrible movie that you can't turn away from. And I think that
sometimes about that works.
But then, like,
sometimes
some of the short stories, like, would it work as a short series? Like, could we put together like there was a while back, I think it was on Netflix. It was 2-sentence horror stories, and they milked that for a little while. That was just like a Reddit subthread or something, and they ran with that, and that got milked for like 2 seasons. Shoot, if I can get 1 season of Netflix, I'm golden. But it's really hard to I mean, I love the question from Andrew, but it's really hard to get it done, like actually like get those meetings, get the green light, and finally get to that finish line of being on Amazon, Hulu, whoever. And then getting watched and not getting season 1 canned already. because that happened to
Yeah.
an author buddy of mine, Jonathan Mabry. He had a series called The V Wars. It's a very unique vampire story. So think like zombie-ish, but vampires.
Yeah.
And it never really took. So that's a risk. You take that risk. But dude is a solid author. He writes some of my favorite book series. He literally has inspired the Fubar series in terms of its style, and some of the takeaways that I pulled definitely, from his pages. So to see that didn't take, and this is a dude that writes for Marvel. He's done the Marvel Zombies, among other things. Like, dude's been all over. He's written Black Panther. Like, dude has been all over, multifaceted, but sometimes things just don't take. And while I would love...
It can be any number of things, right? Sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's placement, sometimes it's marketing. Like, there are any number of things and any number of reasons why
there's so many variables.
It seems like that it should take off, that it doesn't.
But if it happens, it happens. That's how I'm going to look at it. If it happens, it happens.
And that's cool. And when it does, I'm sure it will pour out. Like, for all you know, right? Like, you got this new book that's coming out Friday, and that, somebody's like, Comic-Cons are really big. Making that into a show would be like, I could see it happening.
It could be an episodic, one season, 10 episode deal where we just bang out like 2, 3, 4 chapters at a time and just move right through it. Something to that effect. And it would work. And the only caveat that I have, and I have discussed this with people, I want the option, the creative option, to be able to have the people that I wrote in the book audition to play themselves. And if they just suck, they can be relegated to an extra. Somebody in the backdrop, somebody working at the gas station, whatever. Give them a piece, give them a little slice. And you're just the guy in the background in the restaurant eating a steak or something. Part B of that is I want like final creative veto, because it is all my stories are so personal to me. I'm not going to be that that Bridezilla type where I'm just like, absolutely not. But some things I want to have a good, intelligent discussion. Like, no, it's not going to work for me to change it because this is why. I'm going to plead my case.
Still had that input. Yep.
And maybe we'll meet in the middle, and something we come out with is 10 times better.
Look, the reality of it is, right, everything that works on paper doesn't work in TV, or doesn't work in video, or doesn't carry over for a half-hour show versus an hour-long show versus right. And so you figure that kind of stuff out, and as creatives, like, you understand the way that the medium works within the medium you are now creating for, right? So, like, anytime you're taking one medium and moving it from one canvas to another canvas, that canvas isn't the same material, it's not the same size, the things that you're painting with don't, like, so you just kind of have to be able to deal with some of that. But on that note, look, you've had some really great guests at Fright Reads over the past few years. What do we have coming this year? And then let's just talk about like how people can get tickets and can come to it, because again, a lot of the folks that are here are local, and it's a local event, and so we want to make sure that we talk about that. So, like, who's coming to the party?
So y'all saw that it was Fright Reads number 5, right? 5. This is the 5th year. So with that, I did a couple of things different. One, y'all saw that I'm at the Howard County Fairgrounds, right?
Yeah.
Big old building. Big old building. Oh, man. So I was like, I got to get some people that absolutely vibe with what a new building would be. So, and I love and hate when conventions bring the exact same guests back over and over and over and over again.
Sure.
Like, we're all friends with Ming. We love Ming. But Ming's everywhere. Man,
he is everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. But I love running into Ming. So personal stuff aside, as an attendee, I need to see some new people.
Sure.
So I try to make sure that I have new people every year. Hell, I had Ming at my event.
I know.
Like I said, Ming is everywhere.
I was going to say, Ming was at Fright Reads. Yeah. Hey, let me just say, when Ming was at Fright Reads, I got caught up in something separate. I came to the after party.
You did, and closed out karaoke.
Definitely, yes.
Closed it out,
and then I ended up with Ming until like 5 a.m.
What? He's an animal, bro.
He is
an animal. Holly messaged me
went to like
and was
4
like,
different places after that.
Holly was like, I can't come in and help you with something on Sunday because I am going to bed. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to bed? It's like 9:45 in the morning. And she's like, I'm going to bed. And I was like, what do you mean going to bed? Mm-hmm. And then Ming come in, hey everybody, what's up? How's it going? What's up? And I'm like, you think I got energy? I am but a Padawan to this that man will like power nap in his car seat and just be like, yeah, all right, that's it. Let's go. Get some coffee in him, whatever.
I'm not even sure that happens. I've never seen Ming sleep ever.
I don't think he sleeps, but I'm giving him the benefit. I'm trying to humanize him just a bit because there is no way that this machine of a human being, the Ming party zone is the definition of that man. And
it's forever on.
Dude, he was in there on like, because he was up late on Friday and up late on Saturday with y'all. After we closed down the karaoke at 1. It was 1:30 before I started taking care of the tabs and saying thank you to the wait staff. I'm sorry we kept.
Bro, I'm aware, bro. Listen, I'm aware.
I'm already dead. I'm done. It's 1:30, and I'm just like, I get home and I'm just like, I need to be face down in my bed. Then to find out, y'all just like that was the pregame. It
was absolutely like I said, we went to like maybe 3 or 4 other places after that. And he's like,
you guys like went down in like the city. You were like hitting down like like Fells Point or something? Like you were up and down.
We didn't go that far, but we ended up at like we ended up at the casino. It was so we ended up at the casino eating Chinese
and
food.
I love him, but that man is he's an animal.
Whole different.
He's an animal.
I don't understand how he is so high functioning.
Brian, what up?
Yo,
What's up, Brian? So I don't understand. The man is a monster. But
I didn't mean to derail that, but derailing things is one thing we do here.
We need
so,
it.
I
we
do want to get back to who you have coming this year.
But we needed that sidebar because I always have new people, and since Brian popped on, I had I was in my guest planning phase, and that's usually, I don't know, January to March. It's usually like, who would be cool? Tom Hiddleston would be badass. I don't have Tom Hiddleston money. Who else would be cool? Man, I do not have money for them either. So I really just like, there's that big wish list that just contains everybody. Like, who would be cool to have? And then I start Xing names out, be like, can't afford you. You don't even do conventions, but I have wishful thinking. And Brian Paoni actually hit me up, and he said, this was one of my first few guests. He was like, would you like Jane Jensen? And my first thought was like, I had to think. I was like, you gotta clarify. Like, you can't just name drop. Like, even when I like the franchise, sometimes I don't know people's names.
No,
like, character.
I need the character.
I'd be like, oh, that's Ant-Man, and I'll be like, oh, yeah. Like, I wouldn't know who Paul Rudd was, but you need to like name drop me the character too, give me a little context, and then I'm golden. He was like, yeah, you know that movie from Troma called Tromeo and Juliet, and I gave it that Obi-Wan. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time, bro. That is a movie I haven't thought of since 2000 maybe was the last time I saw it. Like a long time ago. Like it came out in like 1990, 1991, something like that. And it's a movie that I haven't given a lot of thought of. And I was like, no, let's see what we got to do. Like, oh, and she also does music. So Jane has been doing industrial music, like Stabbing Westward, 9 Inch Nails, all that kind of vibe. Yeah, she's been doing that since then. Like, this has been her thing. She does soundtracks to movies. I don't know if you heard of any of these movies, but like The Crow. You know, just a little less known movie, maybe you know.
Maybe.
But she does a lot of soundtracking and scores to films. And she's kind of in the behind the scenes, does concerts, does her thing, doesn't really do the con scene. So I'm her first convention appearance as Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Bro, what a... And I was like, yes, let's do this. And I talked to Jane. Y'all will love her because she is absolutely just the nicest person you've ever met. And she's just such a cool chick. And if I had like a tenth of her coolness... but she's absolutely kicking ass. So it was just a great connection from Brian. And then as he's still watching, then Brian hits me with another curveball, and he's like, you know how I did that thing where I wrote a book at Missouri State Penn with Get Haunted? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you want Get Haunted there? And Get Haunted is one of the bigger paranormal investigators out there. Like, they're one of the top 5, maybe. I don't know where they rank, but like, they're a name.
But they're
and they work with a lot of organizations that are in the mainstream, like the Warrens, you know, the Conjuring and Amityville Horror and all that stuff. So they work in conjunction with a lot of organizations that dealt with them. And I was like, absolutely yes. And if you saw this, it's on my guest list, not a person. But did you see that the little Annabelle doll is listed?
What makes you think that's not a person? You think it's not going to get up and... I'm just saying, like...
It's a person. Definitely a demon. Nestor. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's why I said that, Brian. Thank you. I got you. We're getting there. Details.
I like Brian because... Brian is making sure to write in caps so that you know. He
is in caps, so that way I know that he was yelling at me.
I did, and I'm scared.
I mean, Zayna, what's up? If you want to go, let's go.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean?
So
don't be scared.
On top of having Jane Jensen, Get Haunted, the dang Annabelle doll, I got the Charm City Ghostbusters, so that balances out the doll supernatural side, right? They got this.
Right, from that movie you don't like.
Yeah, that movie, I've never even heard of it. I don't even know what Ghostbusters even is, for real. Never heard of it. In addition to having the Charm City Ghostbusters, who are going to be bringing a knockout setup, the Ecto-1 will be inside there. You can take pictures with it. They're going to
beautiful
get off the damn lawn.
All caps.
They're going to be
I love it.
All caps, get off my lawn. But they're going to be doing a knockout setup. You won't want to miss it. They do so much cool stuff throughout the year, and they've been building and growing that setup. So I thought, as a nice little treat to them, they would get my only returning guest that I've had back, really. Billy Bryan, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from some movie that I've never heard of. Bro, Billy is the nicest dude you've ever met. He was the dude playing the harmonica, if you remember.
Yeah.
See, this is what happened. You had me on the show, and the comments you thought they were derailed earlier.
Nah, I knew you weren't wearing pants.
Yeah, I don't wear pants. It's just waist down. This isn't even a full shirt. It's just a cutoff. It's just sleeves and top. That's it.
80s crop top.
1980s crop top.
Yeah, 1980s crop top with the football jersey numbers on it.
But Stay Puft is going to be there. So Billy Bryan is also Army of Darkness. He was the pit bitch. Dude has done a lot of special effects work in Men in Black. The new Chucky stuff. I got my favorite one, and I remember when he was getting interviewed 2 years ago at Fright Reads 3. I had one of the Charm City Ghostbusters who does like Access Television for his work. So he interviews people. So I was like, I think you'll be the best fit. Can you interview Billy Bryan? And he's like, I'm on it. Got it. He's seconds from going up on stage. And I said, Chris, I just discovered. Billy told me. I was like, but I just discovered that Billy was involved with Jackass 4.
Oh.
Y'all see that movie?
Yep.
Of course not.
Did y'all unsee that movie?
I have.
Yeah, you can't unsee it.
Without getting into full details, do you remember the opening Godzilla scene? And I'm going to phrase it with that.
Not
You
even,
know who did them special effects and had the string moving Godzilla around?
Type of,
that was Billy Bryan, dude. And he does Heidi Klum's Halloween outfits every year, like when she was a worm, all that stuff. That's Billy, dude.
Her Halloween outfits are so intricate, like they're the best. Yeah,
and that's Billy and his handiwork. Dude is a special effects genius. I was getting there, Andrew.
Listen, he said, darn, I wish I didn't have to work. At least you're at Ocean City Comic Con this year. I'll hit your table up.
So what then led from having Jane, you have enough trauma happening, especially deep cut trauma. You pull Lloyd out of the ether, and Lloyd's coming down from old Toxic Avengerville himself, old Traumaville himself. Lloyd will be coming down and signing autographs and doing the thing alongside of Jane. And then again, you have enough trauma in one area. It's like a concentrated energy. We have, I know Will Keenan, who played Romeo, but Tromeo from the titular Romeo and Juliet. Dude's popping through. Dude's popping through on like Sunday, and it's his birthday. So now he's going to be hanging out. I agree. Like, it sounds like a sick day. Sounds like
Brian, I think you're right. Like, Andrew, it just sounds like you're getting sick, and maybe you won't. You
just tell them explosive diarrhea, and they won't argue it.
Oof.
Just like, what are you gonna do? Like, do you really want me in the office? Because it could go off at any time. I'll just stay home. I'll be on social media.
No cleanup duty for y'all.
Nope. But don't get on social media. Also, to caveat to that, don't ever befriend your coworkers on social media, because they will dime you out the second that you wrong them or betray them. That's my goal. I ain't friends with you till I quit. Till I quit or you quit. So yeah, we have a good chunk of trauma hanging out with us. We have Freddy Krueger's mama, Beatrice Bopple, Amanda Krueger. The nun, like I'm rolling it back to I think number 5, the Dream Child, and the flashbacks of the makings of Mr. Krueger himself. She's fantastic. You absolutely need to come out. And then this is where we get into the video game side of the house, because I got you guys. You remember how Kevin had what's his name? Arthur Morgan from Red Dead, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that who we had? Arthur Morgan? Well, I'm Arthur Morgan. See, I wanted to do that for him, but I had to work that day. Sorry, old girl. So I was like, man, I need somebody else. I need something that's kind of for the kids, something that's hip. What are the kids into today? Like we weren't into it. I got Joe Armanox, who voices several characters in Pokemon. She's several, I think, gym leaders and trainers, and an assortable of characters in Pokemon AZ and whatever all this new stuff is. Like I say, for the kids, because I came up when there were 150 Pokemon. Then they threw another one at us, and they called it Mew, and then that's where they started to lose me.
It's just jokes. Now you're talking jokes language. You said kids, but you really mean jokes. So
true.
So
valid.
But now I'm gonna come down to the box. I'm gonna come down to the box at the bottom. Joe was also a voice actor for Red Dead Redemption 2. She was in Dutch's gang.
Okay.
So now, if you got Arthur Morgan, you got to get scribbled on with the rest of Dutch's gang, and then maybe you'll find Dutch. I don't know. Maybe Kevin will book him. I don't know. Maybe we'll trade off. Depends, if it makes sense. But Pokemon fits in with the sci-fi side of it. It's you're shoving rats and birds into a tiny ball. That's science fiction. Breaking it down at its core. Let's be honest. But yeah, so there's some video game voice actors. She's also been in I think in Blue Bloods and a couple other television shows. Some some of the stuff in the mainstream. Boardwalk Empire, I believe. She's been in a lot of different stuff. So whatever you know her from, but definitely Pokemon and Red Dead. That's
Mm-hmm.
That's money right
Those are
there.
the two big ones. The
Two
kids,
big ones.
the kids.
Yeah, the kids today that shouldn't be playing that M-rated game. Y'all should be ashamed. Man, the amount of kids that have fornicated with my mother on either Call of Duty or Red Dead, man.
You know what? I'm just gonna say.
You know, when you go into the multiplayer chat, you hear some things.
I know how they do.
Oh, we know how that
do.
goes.
That's
so
why
there
I
was
don't
this
go.
kid. There was this kid. I played Call of Duty 6. I don't know which one I jumped into, but I was like, let me just jump in, check out this multiplayer, see what's up, because I haven't played multiplayer in like a long time. I literally play co-op with one dude, and we usually do zombies, and that's it, because I hate these people. Jumped into it.
Correct.
I jumped into it, and this kid, like, I've never had this urge to just, I have to, like, flip that switch on the mic and come back at you. Usually it's on mute. I'm just listening to y'all because it's got to be in the headset because it ain't coming through the TV because my neighbors will be calling somebody. This kid, and it had to be a kid, just, you know, like, you suck. You suck. He started going into great detail about what he did to my mother.
Oh.
And, you know, as they do. And and I was just like this is the open team chat, whatever. And I was just like, okay, click, click. Buddy, I could be your dad. I just want you to know that right now. I could literally just reverse IP, look you up, find where you live, seduce and woo your mother, and become your new father. I just want you to know that right now. Bro, the whole chat was like, no!
All the rest of them were probably his age, too. Look, wait a minute.
It was a mix. Yeah,
sorry, that was me. Not one of my proudest moments. I need a Snickers.
I'm just a
little hungry. It happens when you're getting shot and you don't want to get shot. You know? So
to round out my special guests that I have,
yeah.
It would not be complete. I mentioned the Ecto. We got the Necro Sled from Things Forsaken. It's a Enfield 500 bullet, old timey World War something or another, like motorcycle sidecar deal. If you're into old vintage vehicles, it doesn't matter if you care about their movie. That's a dope bike. That is a dope bike. But if you care about their movie, it's a dope bike from the movie.
Right.
So you have that. We have the Jurassic Park Jeep, which is going to be parked up over there by the Ecto. And because it's a comment in there, the DeLorean will be in there. We don't need no roads where we're going.
Nope, not at all.
Just need a bunch of books.
Fright Reads. So listen again. Howard County Fairgrounds.
Yep.
This Saturday and Sunday.
13th and 14th, if nobody knows dates.
What time do we start?
We have official start times for VIP.
Yeah.
Start at 11. You get in there, get in early, get your signatures. You can burn through everything.
Yeah.
And have plenty of time to just meander at your leisure and watch all the panels and stuff without having to worry about being in lines. That starts at 11. General admission, everybody else, noon. And that's the same for Sunday. So 12 both days if you're not trying to throw down for the VIP. 12 to 6. It's a good 6 hours of chaos. Bring a wagon. I don't know what other recommendations I would say. Bring your good shoes. That building's big as hell. I'm afraid. Like I want a bike or a scooter or a cart. I want somebody to transport me. It's a lot of building, and I'm not. You've seen me at events. We mentioned it earlier. I'm doing laps.
No.
Bro, I'm gonna be gassed. One lap. I'm just gonna be like, I ain't gonna make it.
How you doing at Fright Reads? I struggle to find you and keep up with you.
Bro,
like if you're tabling at a convention,
when am I ever at my table?
I was gonna say
50% of the time I can find you at your table, but like at Fright Reads, finding you is because you're the Flash.
Gonna be
like I will see you.
Stand still. I will find you. All you got to do is stay still 5 minutes. Stay right here where you're standing. 5 minutes. You will see me just. Oh, hold on. We got to do that like that slow mo.
Oh no, that's not because we don't.
That dumb run from the new one.
Nah,
yeah,
nope.
We
don't bring up the DCEU flag. Like we don't We just
CW
No, I like
Flash is what we're
CW.
gonna
That's
get.
where I vibe. The CW guy.
Flash
Right.
is where we
Grant's the man. Grant Gustin, that dude owns. But yeah, you have to just wait.
I'm excited about it this weekend. I'll definitely make sure to pop in. You know, I gotta come through and spend some time, man. I'm really happy for you. I'm super proud of you and what you're doing. Like, I love to see it. So, you know, you have all the support in the world from us.
As if I don't.
I already played the theme from Flashdance from his phone in my as he runs through Fright Reads. You know,
are you like Yoda on my back? Like, I'm just trying to figure out why it's in your pocket. Like, if I put you on there, are you like faster, young Skywalker?
Listen, it's a special request, and I feel like,
look, man, Fright Reads gets weird
to make it happen.
Fright Reads gets weird. You know, it's mostly because of Brian.
I'd say when you get to karaoke, you just sing it. Oh, maniac! Like, I just say you just make it. Like, make it. I know
I'll do the dance.
I know you will too. If you do the dance,
if I got energy, I will do
the water to spill on you, bro. Like, we can make it happen.
And I'm gonna get the chair out. It's gonna be
Yes.
It's gonna be seductive.
Deadpool outfit. You
it's
can do
gonna
it as
be
Deadpool.
energetic.
Yep. Do it as You just do it as Deadpool. It's perfect. Like, you know what I mean?
What happens at Fright Reads stays at Fright Reads. I wish that was the case.
I don't know.
Man, that stuff goes right on the
website. That is exactly what social media is for.
You definitely want to come out to this event. My recommendations, these are just they're not requirements, but they are my personal recommendations. Bring a wagon or a cart or something, because there are too many books. And I mean that affectionately, because you're like, I got self-control. I have seen people hurting. They were back and forth to their car 40 trips later because they couldn't stop, because there's so much good content. And it really is. It's authors that you will be your next favorite. So I tell everybody, bring a wagon. My aisles are wide enough. They're ADA friendly. So you can roll through on your wheelchair, crutch through on your crutches, whatever you got to do. Push your strollers through, whatever is applicable. The aisles are wide enough. We do it right. We got great stage shows all day, both days, panels, live music. There's a stage play happening on Saturday. It's a whodunit mystery involving a bunch of dolls. It's called Be a Doll and Die. And the Annabelle doll might be a character. But yeah, you definitely want to come out. It's this weekend, September 13th and 14th, Howard County Fairgrounds, Maryland. Because somebody will be like, what state? And I'll be like, Maryland.
Yeah.
Howard County Fairgrounds, Maryland. That's in West Friendship, also known as just outside of Columbia. We are knocking it out on the 5th year. I'm so hyped for it. We got parking. Y'all came to the one up in Benfield Sports Center with the 2.5 parking spots, and it becomes an over exaggeration. It really is like 14, but like that's still like not enough. But I'm like, it's got 2.5 parking spots, and that's almost.
It's very
not going to quite cut it.
It's tough.
It's a great venue. Love them to death. I love their staff. Love their crew. Love everything about them. But logistically, we had to move. And one of the greatest things that I can boast this year is tons of parking. Catalyst Hot Dogs is slinging their amazing food. Hot dogs will change your life. And if you didn't know, you need to have their hot dog. And if you're like, it's just a hot dog, dude. No, I can assure you, I bit into that.
That is the response. It's no.
I literally said, I bought the meal. It came with 2 hot dogs, a Coke, whatever, came with a drink, 2 dogs, and a bag of chips. I went over to my wife, who was helping the fairy godmother from Disney's Descendants last year, handed her a dog, gave her the chips, and she got a bottle of water, dropped that off, whatever. And I'm walking. I got my Coke in my hand, got the dog in the other, and I might have been just passing the Ghostbusters. And I remember the moment, and I remember the exact moment. And I took a bite. There were some fireworks that went off. This magic moment started to play. Like, I just heard like, this magic moment. Not a cover, the original version.
The original?
And like,
but like you're singing at a karaoke too.
the event slowed down. Like everything was at peace.
Oh,
I heard
God.
birds chirping. There was a choir of angels. And then I took my second bite, and it happened again. And you need this hot dog. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I'm down.
By the
Like,
way, Chris from Catalyst Hot Dogs is like, you are overhyping the hot dog. And I'm like, no, sir, it absolutely. And his marketing is just as stupid as my description, so he's got no room to talk. My man just had a stare off with a Big Bird statue, in one of his latest commercials. So, yeah, these guys are fun. Their food's great. They're gonna have a little bit of everything.
they're there both days.
They are going to be there both days from start to finish. So if you're like, what are we going to do for dinner tonight? You just go outside and get a hot dog, whatever, and then out the car and go home. It's not that serious. Literally go to a restaurant, but you can still support them.
I mean, I'd love it.
You know.
What?
How
much are tickets?
So if you get them early, we're looking at what we got, 25 and 20. So 25 Saturday, 20 Sunday. If you get them at the door, as is tradition with any festival or convention, otherwise, they're going to be a little higher. Not by much, because I'm not a dick. I try to do you all right, but you should probably get your tickets early. But one thing that I did steal from Kevin, 1,000%, I stole. Somebody just disembodied, come through your whole background. I wasn't ready.
Happens all the time. Get used to it. It happens all.
I was just like, oh, that's it. That's it. The Gundam is alive.
We're talking about Fright Reads. We're talking about frightening things. What do you expect?
Frightening things. Gundam just grew an arm. I was like, all right. Man, I lost my train of thought. So anyway, stealing from Kevin.
Listen, buy your tickets early. That was the point.
That's the point. But stealing from Kevin, I try to take everybody on price wise. I'm not here to, get rich quick and move to the Bahamas or whatever. I'm here to make sure everybody has a good time. So, with that said, definitely stole a page out of Kevin's book. He does the squad pack. I definitely stole that name too. I didn't even try to hide it. I told him that, and he's like, "Oh, you stole that from me?" And I was like, "100%, dude. What are you gonna do about it? Fight me." But he's a good dude, and he probably appreciates the fact that he had a good idea that somebody else liked. Who doesn't? You're like, there must be I'm doing something right. So I got the squad pack. It's 5 tickets for the price of 4, and that's for Saturday, Sunday, or weekend general admission. If you can get one of your friends, you are the one friend, you're the 5. You get 4 of your friends to Venmo you, you fly for free. You don't got to tell anybody the false. I got the tickets, y'all. Go in for free. Make a little bit of profit. Have some extra book buying money. But you can get all that information on frightreads.com. The whole guest list, every vendor, every author. You can see pictures from past events if you don't believe me that it was fun. I assure you it was. There are pictures and videos. And of course, there's the buy ticket option. Drop down onto that. Load up that cart. Go for it.
We're going to drop the website again. It's getting ready to hit all the chats. So again, look. Harry, I love you. I love having you here. It's great to get a chance to chop it up with you here about Fright Reads and what's going on. Again, everybody, the website is in the chat, whether you are on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, the link is there. So go to the website, get your tickets.
Let's do it.
Check it out this weekend. It'll be really dope. And again, you know what? Hold on. I'll do it again just because I can. Harry's got a book coming out.
You should get this book. Early reviews, dude. To sum up everybody's early access reviews, book is messed up. This book is bloody. This book is nasty. It's so much fun. Those are the general consensus reviews. And I'm looking at them all, and I'm just like, respect. One of them got mad at me because of a character I killed. They got mad at me. They had to write a little sidebar, like, "Mr. Carpenter, you know what you did." And I'm like, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
They'll be all right.
Don't. And my golden rule as an author to any fan out there: please don't tell an author your favorite character if it's a series. We will kill them.
Facts. And by we, Harry meant him. Like, just be aware. Look, the link for pre-ordering the book is up for Amazon. So look, please go check that out. Again, it drops on Friday, so pre-order it.
Yep. Ships out. You probably get it on Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It will be awesome for you to do that. And again, remember, Harry's got tons of other books, not only already available, but coming in the works. So like this support will help making those things happen.
And if this book is well received, maybe sequels.
And that's the thing. Because how many Comic-Cons are there? Tons. We can kill people at Comic-Cons for a long time. You know what I mean?
I already got the story made up. I got the story potential sequels made up. And I think it's going. We might even have y'all in it. I don't know. We can talk about that. But
that's an offline. We'll do. Yeah, I'm down.
Could be a fun idea. But you said you don't do video games here. So what's up with that?
We do, and
because I got a game I need to get off my chest, and I need to play right now.
It's getting ready to turn into a slightly Xbox centric conversation. We're gonna do that. But here's the thing. Before we do that, I need to give jokes a moment because there's a Demon Slayer movie that's getting ready to hit the theater.
Yes, there is.
And I need listen. Let's just you know what? Host the audience.
You gonna do the coop?
Y'all know I don't. Very coop right now. I don't really anime, not new anime, not current TV show anime, not my thing, right? But the hype is real for this new Demon Slayer movie. What that means is, even if I don't want to, I need to give jokes a little bit of time to do a rundown and talk about what is happening with this movie, why people are so excited. He's going to see it. I'm going to put him on blast here and say I expect a full review next week. So just
I think that can be done.
Y'all be ready. Why is it such a big deal, jokes? Why are people so excited about this new? Give me the full title.
So this one, actually, hold up. What is it just called?
This got some crazy long name, man. You know it's not just Demon.
Yeah, no, because it's Infinity Castle. I didn't know if they split it. I didn't remember if they split it up. So with Infinity Castle, this is the final arc of the Demon Slayer anime manga. So in this particular case, we're getting it in 3 movies. So this is the first of the trilogy of this final arc in the actual show for it. I'm sure they're going to end up taking the movie and then animating the movie into its episodic form. We'll still eventually see that either way for it. But of course, for a lot of people, this may only be your second time seeing Demon Slayer on the big screen. And of course, on this go around, it's in IMAX. So you got to see it day 1 and day 2, because it's only going to be in IMAX for a very short period of time. But this is giving us the beginning parts of the end to Demon Slayer. Yeah.
Yeah, Zay.
Yeah.
The final arc.
This is the manga, of course, has been wrapped up now for a few years at this point. So as anime takes a little bit of time to catch up on it. So this is getting our first installment into the ending of Demon Slayer. Honestly, we probably won't get the third movie probably for another 4 or 5 years probably. So probably it's going to be a little bit of a ride, but
if somebody can drag something out, it is anime.
It is anime.
It will drag. Listen, do I need? All right. So here's the thing. I'm not going to see this. I don't care. Zayna said I am so behind. Oops, don't worry about it.
Hey, Kay is right there with you. Kay apparently is going to go see this, even though he's only watched season 1.
Yeah. He hasn't even completed season 1, but keep that in mind.
That's about where I'm at.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I'm good. It's cool. It's cool. I understand it's good. It's not.
But you're not
No, I mean, I don't have that kind of time. They just drag stuff out.
It's an investment. It's like everybody that tells me to watch One Piece. I'm like, y'all, that's 47 years worth of cartoon. I don't have it.
You can do it. You can do it. I have faith. You can do it,
bro. I made it to the middle of the story, and I was like, I can't. I was hurting. I was sweating, and I'm just like, I can't do anymore.
Just wait for Netflix to finish it. Like let them do
I'm
live
watching
action.
part 2. Yeah, that's it for me. Live action. Sum it up.
At work, what I missed. We're talking about the new Demon Slayer movie. Dom is what we're talking about. Listen, so here's the thing. I'm not gonna get into why I didn't watch it or why I don't really do new anime because literally that's an unpopular opinion. I can say it and make it make sense. Now's not the time. That's for a different discussion. Andrew said we are getting an anime form.
Yes, we are.
Of the final arc of Demon Slayer before Dragon Ball Super arc in manga. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Like again, it's just I get the excitement because it's the end. It's the final thing. People have been waiting for it. It's a big deal. You want to know / see what happens. Like the other night, Kay was asking all these questions. How come I don't see like Nezuko in the
dog? And I'm answering. I'm then. And then we find out that you ain't watched the whole first season. I'm just like, you got a whole, sir, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does because you can just go see it if you want to go see it, right? So here's the thing. It's a big deal for a couple of reasons. One, it is the first in the trilogy of the final arc. Two, it is in IMAX, right? And they haven't done that before. Right. So that's a whole other reason to take an opportunity to get something like this and experience it, not just in the theater on the big screen, but to get it on an IMAX screen is a big deal. It's an important thing. And it is the kind of thing that when we go and we support this kind of thing, it begets us more of that kind of thing. Like there's no two ways about it. Right. So if you're into it, if you can make it happen, go see it.
Go for it.
I'm not go see it just because
tickets are a little skimp right now if you need them IMAX, so you better hurry, but you may be sitting up front at this point now if you're trying to get an IMAX ticket.
Let me tell you something. What's not gonna happen, like it's not gonna be K-pop Demon Hunters sing along. Like it's not gonna be like that, right? But it's gonna do numbers. It will be, it doesn't. I mean,
it's got the hype.
It's gonna be again. It is a big deal. I think it's one of those things where like when you push for this kind of thing to just be able to grow and truly like get legs and be able to take off, you got to support this kind of thing.
Yes.
And they wouldn't be doing it if they hadn't seen success with it. And
100%.
A lot of that is about like keeping their expectations at a realistic level and then having those expectations blown away and going like, oh, okay, we can do better than this. Right. So that also is the kind of thing that might push them to make sure that the other pieces happen a little bit sooner. But you're talking movie length, you're talking animation. It takes a long time to put that together and get it voiced and all that.
Demon Slayer already looks amazing. I mean, when you take that extra little bit to put behind being on like an IMAX level type of thing.
Oh, yeah. Super polished. Yeah. You have to on the massive IMAX screen, dude. You have to. It's going to look better than the latest season looks. It has to.
Right.
Like whatever their refined, beautiful art looks like today on your TV screen, multiply that. It's gotta deliver. Remember when Pokemon was on TV and then they made the movie and they had all that extra shading and all that extra mess from like 2000.
Yeah. Put some money into it.
Change.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And so again, like I do my best not to turn this into an anime show, but again, we're a pop culture show, and I want to talk about the things that are happening in pop culture, and we need to talk about those things and kind of, set that off. So look, that's happening this week. If you can get tickets, get your tickets, go see it. But go Friday and then go to Fright Reads this weekend. Just make sure you know what I'm saying. Just making sure, you know what I mean. Like Fright Reads is over at 6. So like you still got time to get here.
We open at noon. You get them early bird tickets. You go in there before all them kids are up watching the anime. You hit it like a 9:30, 10 o'clock showing, if that's your thing. You can still come in. We already opened the doors. Everything's already moving. Then you can come in and talk about anime all day. Hey, y'all see that movie? Y'all see the Demon Slayer? Y'all see the
You talk about it at every table. Dom says, I feel you. I only watch some anime. Like movies like Ninja Scroll, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, shows like Castlevania, Cyberpunk, Trees, Arcane, but I can't watch shows like Demon Slayer or One Punch. Listen, again, I have an entire, very well thought out series of reasons why it doesn't work for me. Chad says, hey man, And I won't go into it right now because it'll start a fight. I just can't do it right now because we got a show to finish up. But
yeah, and I get where you're coming from because that's where I'm at with it too. Like some of it just doesn't vibe. Like I don't like every anime, but I tell everybody I'm like I absolutely mess with Vampire Hunter D. I'll die on that hill. I'll fight anybody that says otherwise. That's my jam.
School.
I like Parasite the Maxim.
Okay,
sure.
Terrible ending, but it is what it is. But good for what it was. Anything I like the Uzumaki. I like what was it on like Amazon Prime or whatever. When they did the manga version where black and white,
and
whatever.
then they did it on Adult Swim too after a little while for it.
Yeah, so I absolutely vibe with that. But again, kind of echoing your sentiments, I couldn't finish Demon Slayer. I got exhausted by One Piece. It wasn't that I hated it. I was just like, I can't. I have to live. I have to do other things and be outside for a minute. But
I mean, look, here's the thing. I am
some that don't.
When it comes to anime, for me, I prefer like movies / OVAs over TV shows.
Okay.
Like I love Blood the Last Vampire. Not a fan of Blood Plus. That's just kind of like where I am. Again, there are other reasons for it. I won't get into them here. What I do want to say is, again, if this is a thing that you love and you want to continue to see things like this happen, then support it. Go watch it. You know what I mean? So that we get more of it. So we can see, so we can see more of it. That's kind of where that is. Now,
money talks.
Since we're talking about
money,
anime,
and they will do it again.
100%. On an anime note, let's talk Japan. TGS is coming. Tokyo Game Show is happening. Look, we're not going to dwell too long on it. The thing I find interesting is where Xbox is in terms of Tokyo Game Show. They announced today that they will be there. They're going to do a live show, a live stream, which is kind of normal now. Like over the last few years, that's been a thing. And we know that they've been making a push to kind of do a little bit more in terms of what they have happening in Japan. Because I can hear you like, I don't know what you're typing, but whatever it is,
life story over
there. Here's the thing. I just need to know if you think this is likely to happen. So right now, the rumor is they will debut the trailer for the new Forza Horizon game there, Forza Horizon 6. And the reason why people are thinking that is because the rumor is that the new game takes place in Japan.
Ooh.
See? Please,
I love me some Horizon.
Give me your over under. Like just a bit. Like, are they going to date? One, do you think the new Forza Horizon is taking place in Japan? Like, is there any reason why you would think they're doing that?
Why not?
I don't think there's a reason not to think. I mean, I think Japan is a good. Yeah, I think Japan is a good. When it comes time for like let's take Initial D. Then you have you have Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. There's a lot of elements of that car racing scene that I think could play very well into like a Forza type of environment. And especially if you'd end up partnering with them to be able to do those type of things within the game as well too, you got a good little partnership right there that you can do. It sounds like you look at
my ears are open.
You look at Assassin's Creed, the latest Assassin's Creed game that they finally decided to go to Japan. Probably one of the more well-accepted games since the Ezio days on there for it. I don't think you could have that in Japan and probably go wrong. And we know with the partnerships that Microsoft and Xbox have been trying to work out with Japan and getting into it, what more than way to have this racing game set in Japan?
Yeah. Here's the other thing, right? And look, we could get into what else we think they might talk about it. Like the last couple of years have been really good in terms of them like announcing stuff in Game Pass with like Persona and like getting those games, into Game Pass, getting like the Yakuza games in the Game Pass, partnerships with Sega and that kind of thing. Like that's happening. The other thing they announced today, right, was that they did a new "This Is an Xbox" commercial, and it was specifically for vehicles, for cars, in partnership with LG. You'll be able to stream Xbox games directly to screens in a car. I'm gonna read this from the Xbox Wire. Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta coming to select vehicles in partnership with LG. So it says, we are committed to meeting players where they are, bringing the joy of gaming into even more places and experiences. That's why we're excited to announce our latest expansion for Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta. Through our collaboration with LG Electronics, we are working to integrate the Xbox experience into select internet-connected vehicles, introducing a new way to bring more of what players love about Xbox into more places. There's a whole thing about like it being built into LG's like WebOS, their automotive content platform, and like when and where it'll be available and all that kind of stuff. Like right now, it's basically just saying coming soon. But I think it's interesting to drop information like that on the same day as you're saying you're going to be in Tokyo Game Show. Rumors already swirling that you're doing the next Horizon game in Japan. So you drop something about Xboxes being available. This vehicle is now an Xbox kind of thing. I just think there's some like full circle kind of things that are happening here. Jokes, what is your... And then I need to talk to you, Harry, about this too, because I know there's a game that you've been playing. We need to discuss it. But like, Jokes, have you tried cloud streaming in like the last... I'm gonna say in like the last year.
I think I've at least gone into it at least once or twice within the last year, just as like kind of just a mess around type of thing on there for it. And honestly, it worked well. Like I thought it was gonna be one of those things that I'm gonna jump into and be like, oh yeah, I can see why you still got the beta tag on here and why you're trying to work through things. But I was pleasantly surprised. I forget what game it was that I was trying to play on there for, but I was like, this runs pretty well. On the phone, necessarily smaller screen, not the best necessary experience for you to play certain games on there for it, but it's one of those cool things to know that, hey, listen, I could just pull this up at any time. I can use, depending on what game you play, you can use on-screen controls, but for the best experience, you just need to have the controller. And if you have the right hookup, clamp it up to it, it's super cool. And I mean, with advancements in the way a lot of these phones are starting to get now, like, it starts to look way better on this smaller screen, even though that you're doing it. So I don't expect it to get. I expect it to get better and better every single time we have a conversation about it.
What's your experience with it, Harry? I mean, I know we were talking earlier. You were playing some games on Xbox. Have you tried the cloud streaming for them?
So I've messed with the cloud streaming a couple of times. I tried. I don't think I've really dabbled in like the bigger games, but I will say Vampire Survivors absolutely plays well. Maybe when you get later in the game and like stuff's just shooting from everywhere,
all over the place.
I don't know. Maybe it'll get a little dicey, but like overall, I mean, it handles really well for like I'm playing like minimalistic-ish games. If that's a word. But like Vampire Survivors and these like not 8-bit games, but like these I'm not playing the new Monster Hunter something or another, Wilds or whatever, throwing that on my phone and hoping the best. My God, I actually that would be a good one to test. On my home Wi-Fi maybe. I don't think it would work on a 5G network, but that's what this is designed for, is to be able to play on the go, not on your home Wi-Fi, Ethernet connected, what have you. It's something that you want to do. Yeah, exactly. Right here while you're at work.
You're cloud gaming daily while I'm working. I work nights.
Xbox away from your Xbox is what it's supposed to be. So, in my experience, I remember I was telling my buddy Paul, it was like, dude, you got Vampire Survivors was the game in question. I was like, bro, this is such a mindless game, Like you don't have to brain at all. It does require some brain, but like you really don't.
The beginning,
Just,
like when you get started, like it does, but like once you
then you're just running around in circles, just blowing everything all to back to hell where it came from. But I showed him that through the cloud system, and I was like, bro, you need to check this out. And I did that with like another game or two, and it's a really good way that, like I said, I haven't tested it to the fullest degree, but I mean, for what I dabbled in, man, like we have come a long way.
100%.
Like that's
100%.
I mean, we're on a whole new level. I'm playing games that allegedly, I mean, looking at the cloud library, allegedly, I can play some pretty medium to partially medium high games. Whether or not they perform well, but they wouldn't have them on there if they were total, crap. Why would they, why would you put it on that option if it would not run at all? That's a bad look for you as an Xbox, as a company, as a platform, whatever. So I'd imagine that they all have to play as good as expected. Maybe not the whole.
Look, there's definitely some. I have done it. I have run first-person shooters via cloud, and this like the last time I really did that was probably a solid like year and a half ago. So we're talking like they've made leaps and bounds in terms of what they're able to do since then, right? And now that they are making it so that, at that time it was just like, oh, if this game in Game Pass is available, like you can stream it. But now they're making so many games that you already own that even if they're not in Game Pass, there are hundreds of games now that they're making available for you to stream, right? So, I mean, look, as we continue to see this kind of a thing and these kinds of partnerships, I think we're also likely to see more announcements like this at places like a TGS, right? Like
definitely
you're talking about, different companies that, it would benefit them to show that they're doing something like that at a show like that. For instance, I tested it like 2 weeks ago. It didn't in fact crash on me again, which is kind of important. I mean, look, you can stream directly from your box, but you can stream directly out of the cloud. You can there's a lot of different ways to do it and to make it happen. I think that there is an overall change that's happening right now, I think, in gaming, and I think that there's going to be a need for other companies to start to follow suit. There's a lot of talk about, Steam just did a new patent for it looks like a console of their own, which is going to be really interesting to see. The rumors around the PlayStation 6 are really starting to swirl heavily, and that they're moving into something to accompany the PlayStation 6 that is very Switch-like. And somebody kind of has to come for Nintendo's lunch a little bit.
A little bit.
So I think it makes sense. And again, look, Nintendo does so well in that handheld market that as Microsoft is going, all right, well, we're gonna just team up with Asus, and they're already building a thing, and we're gonna brand it Xbox, and we're gonna make it so that it plays your Xbox stuff and your Steam stuff, and we just want to control the OS, right? That everything fits in. That's kind of what's happening. Chronic Character says, playing Hades at work via cloud gaming, love it, no crashing, but then again, it's only like 6 to 10 people on a Wi-Fi 6 network, which again makes a difference, right? You're on a Wi-Fi 6 network, and again, I've had really good experiences with it on 5G, and 5G is not all the same. Phone, it can depend on where you are, right? That's it can be different for different people in different places. Andrew says, back in my day, we had to take a smaller TV and PlayStation with a generator, play PlayStation on road trips. Listen,
I used to do it with my N64 both ways in the snow too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I used to do it with my N64 in the back of the car. I used to do it with the Super Nintendo. I had to play Street Fighter, needed to play Championship Edition on long road trips or whatever, but the Game Boy's been around for a long time, and handhelds have been around for a long time, right? And some have done well and some didn't. Nintendo's kind of run that market, but now that we're getting to a place where like Steam Decks aren't ubiquitous, but if you're a gamer, you know what I mean? And that's kind of changing what people are used to in terms of what PC gaming really looks like. And now that you have console makers and publishers going, well, let's put our stuff on PC as well, right? We're not just locking it down to a console. That means you're doing more of PC gaming. And so being able to kind of do that and make it work on a handheld like 720p, 1080p really isn't that bad when your screen's like a 6-inch screen, 6.5-inch screen, right? Like that resolution being lower, but being able to run it at 60, 120 hertz, that frame rate, can be really important. And like if you can keep the resolution down and keep the frame rate up, and therefore you don't need as much bandwidth, it's really they're positioning themselves to make it so they can be everywhere. And let's be honest, it is super expensive to buy games now, right? They're going up to $80 as a regular thing. It's not like there weren't $80 games on Super Nintendo, on the NES, and on like N64. Like they existed.
They were a rare occurrence.
Correct. They weren't the regular, right?
The norm was like
40, being regular at $80 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Being able to be in a service like Game Pass and have access to a lot of that stuff is a lot less expensive. And the other side of that is we're in the first run of this ever happening where consoles are going up in price instead of going down in, right? We just had another increase on the PlayStation 5 by $50. It's it's one of those things. Look, Dom said Borderlands 4 comes out Friday. They almost made that game $80, and they would have if there wasn't such a backlash. And like,
dog, my man had to eat his words when he talked about that price tag on that junk. That people was like, they gonna find a way. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point, like I have enjoyed the Borderlands series. They have not shown me enough to make me feel like this is different enough that I need to jump in. I certainly wouldn't do it for $80. Like, just you're not doing enough that's different for me. But
that was the same with 3 for me. Rated.
Yeah, I mean it's where we are. We're at a place where, like, I get it. I understand what it costs to make games, the amount of people that are on these teams. Like I totally get it. But like, you need a monetization. You need to come up with a plan that allows you to sell it at a decent price and then make money on the back end later. And so much of that is happening, and people are pouring their time and their money and their energy into a game they bought 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and they're just like, I'm in here and I'll buy new skins, I'll play a new mode, you know what I mean, and I'll pay for it because I'm enjoying it and it's still working, right? Like Grand Theft Auto 5 online is still sitting in like the top 10 games purchased almost every month.
That's an old game that's gone through 2 consoles. 2 consoles.
Exactly.
No other game other than anything by Rockstar has really made that. Like everybody says, like Elder Scrolls or something. Yeah, but they had a gap and then they got a remaster or a reboot. This is the same dang game. All the only thing that comes
close to it is Minecraft. It's Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, Minecraft didn't really change at all. They didn't. It's the same base game, the same 8-bit looking game. It's not like they did too much revolutionary to it. GTA, they've tweaked the graphics and fixed up stuff over the course of whatever years to match.
And done a little bit of a re-release. Yeah. Chronic Characters, Dom again says that scary thing about that is everyone tries to make their game a live service game. Which,
that's
look,
works for some.
I get it. And it does work in some cases. In a lot of cases, people are going, that's not what I want. But clearly there are a lot of people who that's what they want. Like they do it and they will play it and they will enjoy it. But they generally, have found a way to drop it $40 or $50. You know what I mean? $60. And then, there's been games that are $100 for years now, but they're like the ultimate deluxe edition, the gold edition, or whatever, that has the next 2 DLCs and plus some bonus for purchasing early or whatever else. So it's like not super uncommon for people to play $80 or pay $100 because they're saving maybe $10 by buying that stuff early if they think they're going to enjoy it enough to carry on with it. But now you just don't know, and there are so many games coming. That's the other thing. There's so much
many
content consistently dropping that, like, just deciding I want to put my money into this thing versus into this thing is much more difficult because there's so much
that decision.
That it makes it. If you've ever logged into Netflix thinking you're gonna watch something and spend like an hour
scrolling through
this decision paralysis, you basically have the same thing with games now, but now you're actually trying to decide which ones you're going to buy, right? And then play. And when you know you're devoting, a game is going to be 120 hours, it's going to be, a 40 hour, a 60 hour, an 80 hour game, you really have to think about what kind of time you also have to dedicate to doing something like that, right? And so because so many gamers now are adults with responsibilities, right?
Responsibilities.
It's a tougher thing. Zayna says, I'm so into demos these days. I wish more games release demos. And
I'm right there with you on that one.
About that Xbox
Remember when they used to send the demos out?
It was a requirement that they had demos. What were you saying, Harry?
Oh, I was just saying. Remember back in the day, was it Game Informer used to get the disc for like PlayStation?
Couple different ones,
like
PSF magazine,
like the demo disc, and you would be able to play Tomb Raider, whatever. And on that was also an Armored Core, whatever number.
You would play it over and over again.
Metal. You would just play that stage. You would play that fight, and you would just beat that to death.
100%.
And that got you from the game. And these days, you have the possibility of buying an $80 to $100 game, and if you don't like it within the first hour or something like that, you can request a refund, which is not a guarantee.
2 hours now,
How does that work? Like sometimes you might be out of money, sometimes you might not get the refund, and then you are stuck with, like, case in point, I bought the Starship Troopers game. I am a Starship Troopers fan. Love the movies. I was all in. I was like, shut up and take my money. And I've never been. I don't think I've ever been that disappointed in my life, to use that word lightly. The graphics were bad. The AI for the bugs had bugs. It did not feel like Starship Troopers. Like, and when you watch that movie, you got that.
Helldivers too.
Yeah.
So fast forward 2-ish years later, Sony gives the okay to sell Helldivers on Xbox now.
Yeah.
I jumped right on it, and I'm watching the opening video, and I was like, where was this for Starship Troopers? This 100%. Is Starship Troopers. 1,000%. This is what that game should have been. Now they fixed it over the past year or two, but I don't care. I ain't coming back. I'm done.
Look, if they had done a demo and you were able to get a demo, and look, here's the other thing: a lot of times they do demos, but there's no fanfare around it. Like, people don't even know.
Yeah, they just show up
and release. Andrew said he had in the market that erased his whole memory card. That's terrible.
That's also horrible.
Shout out to Jocelyn hanging out in the chat with her responsibility. Super good to see you, Jocelyn. Zayna says, also these days, gaming YouTube has become a substitute for demos in a lot of ways. I always check if my faves have played something before I buy.
And that's valid.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly, because not just YouTube, but like TikTok. The number of people that I see that are just like, oh yeah, I saw it on TikTok. I see people playing it all the time. Or, oh yeah, there's this thing you can do. It has in a lot of ways replaced the demos, but only because they had to, because people just stopped taking the time and spending the money to make a demo. And again, like, if you go in the Xbox or the PlayStation store and you search demos, like, they have demo sections. There are a lot of games that have demos. You just wouldn't know. Right? Because again, there's no fanfare around it. Like, I feel like now it's all about, it used to be about pre-ordering. Now it's all about wish listing, right? Put it on your wish list. This is a thing that helps. which again is cool, but man, Metaphor ReFantasio, the demo for that game was like 8
hours. It was hours.
It was like 8 hours.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And it was like, at that point, and again, I love a demo that's like, play it, and then if you buy the game, you keep your progress. Oh,
Yeah.
man. What?
You're my best friend.
Those are the kinds of things that like we need much more of. And I wish we got
Monster
more.
Hunter does that. The new Monster Hunter does that.
Mm-hmm.
You play it, and then they're like, "Hey, your hour or whatever's up." Which 45 minutes of that was that the cutscene. Sucks to suck, nerd. But did you have fun? Buy the game, and then you just pick up where you're at.
Listen, sometimes they get me just by being like, "We're not putting out a game demo. We're just gonna put out the character creator early, and I can spend hours in a good character creator."
I'm invested.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's a
yeah.
Again, like there's an art form that's a little bit lost in the way that we do things and how some of that happens. Again, sort of a substitute for that kind of thing are things like Game Pass, or like if you have a PlayStation Plus membership at whatever tier, and that allows you access to play these games, especially when they're coming out day one. You don't necessarily need a demo. Saying to say we've lost the plot. I blame PT. I don't actually. I just wanted to say it. Listen, that's fair. Once PT went away, people were upset, and that was it.
Apparently, it's re-downloadable now.
It's probably the last demo that released that was like the kind of thing people would just play over and over.
It gave you enough of the game and got you invested in it, where as soon as it stopped, you were just like, no. What? Hold on.
I need to do it again.
And then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, that game's dead.
Was for me. Jocelyn said, big same. If I'm starting a new game and there's a character creator, I'm taking that first day that I play it to focus just on the character creation. 100%. 100%. It's super important to me. I don't know why, but it is, right? I need to do it. Jocelyn says, I know everyone doesn't take it as serious as I do, but to me, that part of it is not a game. Facts. Again,
that's facts.
Yeah. No, this is my character. This is life.
Yeah. Zayna wants to know, is it? You said it's
from what I understand, it's available. Well, PS5. Like apparently you can download it on PS5 now. Yeah, I'm pretty. Hold up.
Right now.
Hold up.
Test it. No. Test it. I don't want you to go to the store. I don't turn on your PlayStation and download it right now.
Make me go up here to the TV and do all this right now.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, just do it and report back to me. That's all. You know what I mean? I could turn mine on, but I don't want to.
Yeah, mine's all the way over there. I don't want to do it.
I unplugged my HDMI cable from it, and I never put it back in there.
I did the same. That's exactly the same thing.
Just saying, but like that Ghost of Yo taking right. Come on, I might have to. Anyway, so look.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. That's gonna get me back. It's gonna get me back. I'm gonna have to go through a system update. They're gonna be like, bro, you've been gone for like 3 years. What's wrong? I'll be like,
here's the thing.
New Ghost came out, so I'm gonna need it. Thanks.
I'll be honest. I was perfectly happy to ignore that game until they announced that they were doing the co-op mode again. I'm like, all right, well then I guess I'm back in.
Yeah. Once you thought you were out.
And I said, I'm gonna need the PS5 for the weekend, big dogs. I'm scared. Exactly. Yeah, you don't want that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But if it's available, I expect you to play it for Extra Life.
Yeah.
Let me just say that again. If it's available, we download it. I expect you to play it for Extra Life. I'm gonna leave it at that. Listen, it's been a really long show. We've had a wonderful time. I want to thank Harry for coming on here, hanging out with us, talking about his books, talking about Fright Reads. Again, it's happening this weekend. You should get tickets and go. If you like books and authors and horror and sci-fi, this is a place you want to be. You should absolutely go do that. So thank you, Harry, for hanging out with us. I look forward to seeing you this weekend. Listen, Dom. So Extra Life this year, technically, it's the first weekend in November, which is the first and the second. we are, now we've graduated from the 24-hour straight stream. We're too old for that, so we've graduated from that. We know we do 3 days in a row now, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, but that would mean we were doing 8 hours on Halloween. That's not happening. So we're doing it the following weekend, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th is when we're doing Extra Life. I will be in contact with you because we have some big plans. We have to do some special things, and we're looking to get some extra help this year with some of that. Andrew says, have a good week. And Harry the show will be I know the show will be amazing. And you're right.
100%.
Yeah. My hope is yes. My fear is everything will be on fire and everything's chaos. But such is life with running anything of such magnitude. But it always is a blast.
Here's
my
the thing
leading up to it are always there.
Every show I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of a lot of them, they are always on fire in the back.
Yeah.
It is much like running the kitchen in a restaurant. There is always a fire in the back, but you control it by being the mid, the line, the fry cook. Somebody's running expo, somebody's doing dishes. Like, you do such a good job of keeping the patrons and the other people from like even knowing there's fire. It's just magic happening in the back of the kitchen, and then the food comes out, and it's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
it's always every year. It's been a great restaurant every year. The food has been 3-star, Michelin star rated. That's what I'm talking about. It does it every year, but that doesn't stop you from the time that you start prepping the vegetables to firing up the grill to have a panic attack for those 8 hours before you open the restaurant. And that's where I'm 100%. At right now. I'm at about to open for dinner service in like 3 days or whatever, 3 or 4 days. So that's where I'm at right now. And just found out that the farmer's market was out of onions and peppers, and that's where I'm at right now. So
it's gonna be
I was
fine,
over here
dude.
while y'all were talking about anime. I was putting out a fire over here.
There you go.
I get it.
So it is what it is, but I gripe, I complain, I'll moan to everybody all the way up to it. But I will tell you, Saturday and Sunday, I will be the most stressed and happiest I am of the whole year. Like it
will have all been worth it Sunday evening / Monday morning. Sure.
Man, I long for Monday morning when they start packing the tables and chairs away. I'm like, that's it. It's over. Free. But then you just have this like, it's over. That's the thing though. It's over, and then I got to get right back on the saddle, and we do it again. Mm-hmm. We do it again because I need that rush.
Thanks again, Harry, for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Jokes, I'm glad you were able to jump in like right as we were getting started. That was wonderful. So glad to have you. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us in the chat. It's always wonderful to have you here. Beautiful to see you here. We do have StellarCon coming up in a couple of weeks in Lancaster. We'll be there. We'll be hosting some things. If you're gonna be there, come hang out with us. Come say hi for sure. We do bite, but only if we really like you. That's right before Halloween, so we got a little bit of time before Halloween happens, but it's it's right there. So yeah, make sure you come in and check us out there. No wrestling show this week. We got a break
week. Yeah, current episode is up, so the latest episode of The Finisher is available currently right now. Go check that out. Me and Marcus have a discussion about WWE decided to go head to head with AEW and bring their own pay-per-view to go against All Out, and AEW said nah and moved the time for it. So we have a good old conversation about that.
Yeah,
smart move. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some more of that content coming. I know that there was a new tech bike that went live like a couple of days ago. Kay's been working on that secretly. More beats and beat downs in the works. So there's some new beats and beat downs on the way. So again, a lot of content coming your way. There's still a lot happening. We love you. We appreciate you. Jokes. Tell the folks what I need them to hear.
Remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we are out. Toodles and Loodles.
Loading snacks.
Man, that soundbite kills me every time. That loading snacks.